ready to rumble. Welcome back to Kokomo. It's game number 2 of the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament after we just saw the host of the tournament, Kokomo, defeat New Haven 90-70. It's now time for game number 2 as Hanover Central and Merrillville both take a drive down I-65 from the region to clash here in Central Indiana. With Jan Bozier, I'm Brendan King. Jan, we saw a shooting spectacle in the first game of this Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Kokomo was lights out from deep, shooting 50+% in each quarter, each half, and all game. Not sure we're going to see that type of shooting here, but Merrillville and Hanover Central, two teams that can definitely put up points.
You know, I told you I've been doing this forever and ever and ever, 30-some years, and I don't know that I can ever remember 50-plus shooting behind the arc, maybe in all my 30 years of broadcasting. I may have somewhere forgot about it, but it's one of the few times I've ever seen that, especially not so much the percentage, but how many they took, and 50%. So you're right. Both these teams are really even. Both of them have three players, I should say, that shoot in double figures. The difference you have here is the fact that Hanover Central's defense has been phenomenal, giving up just 42 points a game. So we'll see how Merrillville handles that. Merrillville likes to a little more pace than Hanover Central, but that defense from Hanover Central has been their staple.
We really saw conflicting styles in that first game.
Yeah.
You know, it was a 2-point game after the first quarter between New Haven and Kokomo. We had a great opening 8 minutes, and then Kokomo took over in that second quarter and a good majority of the third. We'll see what we get here from Merrillville. The Pirates at 2-4. The Wildcats of Hanover Central are 3-2. By the way, the Wildcats have a C in cats as opposed to a K, as we saw from Kokomo in the opening game. We are ready to roll. Josiah Jones wins the tip for Merrillville. They're in the all-white. Hanover Central is in the navy blue and powder blue trim. And the Pirates and the Wildcats, again, both coming down from the region to play in the Phil Cox Classic. Josiah Jones is the tallest player on the floor at 6'6". This guy is starting to get some looks. Was reading about him. He had a recent growth spurt. And now at 6'6", has some size. Offensive rebound for Merrillville, and the first points of the day for Bajor Robinson.
Well, I think Merrillville may have a little bit of a height-length advantage. We'll see. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Hanover Central, they last played in a losing effort, dropping a heartbreaker by a point against LaPorte, 59-58. They even it up here. Merrillville fell to East Chicago Central on the road on the 20th. That was a 10-point game, 75-65. Both teams have some size. Charles Hardiman is just a freshman, and he scores it off the glass. He's their leading scorer. 16.5 points per game for this guy, 6'3", and again, Jan, he's a freshman.
Yeah, some young players on both these ball clubs as well. But Merrillville up in your area where you broadcast a lot, right? Merrillville just down the street from
just
South
down
Bend.
the road from
Yeah,
South Bend,
a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Hardiman missed the free throw. Jones battled for it, and the rebound went to Henry Maurer. Taking it up the floor for the Wildcats is Gage Rodriguez. Brandon Savek with the ball on the wing now. And now for Maurer, some quick-paced ball movement for the Wildcats.
It'll be interesting to see who wins the pace battle.
Yes.
Of all the battles in basketball, pace equals comfort in a lot of offenses, so we'll see who wins that battle.
Yeah, as we said, the first quarter last game was compelling because both teams really played their style. But then Kokomo took over, so we'll see if this opening quarter has both teams looking sharp, but that won't help. A turnover. They were looking for Brad Rohde. He is the biggest player for Hanover Central at 6'6", a senior. And he could be a threat inside. It'll be Jones versus Rohde at center today. Both men are 6'6".
Yeah, a little more height than this game.
A little bit, yep.
Now, and listen, height, we'll see. Height is an interesting topic because you can say, who has height? Well, if you use it, it's your advantage. If you don't use it, it doesn't mean anything.
They throw it down for the big man, Kelvian Brown. This guy has got some size to him.
Yes, he does.
Inside to Jones. He's the taller of the two, and he missed that little floater. So Hanover Central with a stop defensively. And they've got the ball now. First quarter action. What a cut.
Oh, my.
Savek snuck around everybody.
He
We barely
did,
saw him.
and a pinpoint pass to match.
That was a sneaky cut by Braden Savek, a senior. It is an older Hanover Central team. Spinorama, a little short for Robinson. Robinson averaging over 10 a game. As you talked about, both teams have 3 guys averaging double digits. And there's the first foul of the afternoon.
Well, Wildcats are really making an effort here to get it down inside, a little inside-outside game, trying to force it in the paint.
Jones will head off. And Amari Murphy checks in. Murphy only playing in his 5th game of the year. Looking for Rhodey. Couldn't finish with the right hand. Like the take. Just didn't get the roll.
Yeah, they try to use him. They'll go inside, outside as much as they can.
Pull-up jumper somehow saved by Murphy, and then the putback by Robinson. (6-4) Merrillville early. Savek closely guarded by Aiden DeLosa. And free in the corner for 3. Rainbowed. Gage Rodriguez couldn't hit. They feed Murphy inside, backing down, swatted. Rhodey came up with the block.
And that's where that height can really come to your advantage. Maybe more so defensively sometimes than offensively.
Felt a little force there inside from Ando. And now Brown.
You know, we always talk about, or you hear coaches talk about, the first few minutes, and just to see how the game really starts to shift. Both teams right now kind of searching to figure out what they can and cannot do here early.
Love that drive, Jan, from Brown. He just threw that chicken wing a little bit too far.
Did.
But he had the right idea. And that's what we saw so well from New Haven in that first game, their ability to drive. Of course, didn't win the game, but that was the best part of what we saw from the Bulldogs.
They didn't win, but I do think they took a step forward in becoming a more mature ball club.
Totally. Rhodey, that time, was able to finish.
Until you stop it, that's what they're going to do. That's their MO.
Yeah, again, as we said, wouldn't imagine we'd see the outside shooting of game 1 here. These are 2 physical ball clubs. Well, how big is this Hardeman kid for just being a freshman? A lot of room to grow.
Yeah, he's a lengthy kid, got long arms. How about being a freshman and get to start on the varsity? I mean, that's just
couldn't imagine.
What an opportunity.
Especially in this building. Long range triple. There's the first of the afternoon. Henry Maurer, Hanover Central, an old ball club. Everybody in their starting lineup, seniors.
Wow, Hanover Central does everything right offensively and doesn't get back defensively. That's the game of basketball.
That did not feel like a senior-led team. Here's Rhodey putting it on the floor. And he's going to take advantage of that lane, as you said, anytime he gets it.
Rhodey's just that guy. He's one of those bigger guys that is comfortable around the rim. Some guys, big, they ain't comfortable around the rim, so they'll want to play out all different shapes. He's a big guy that loves to be around the rim offensively.
Hanover Central from Cedar Lake. Go ahead.
Brandon, I was going to say, my son was a center, 6'7", 6'8", played college, and, of course, it's been 10, 15 years ago, but it's interesting how the game has really kind of shifted away from a lot of post play anymore. And so when you get a guy who lives around there, it's kind of a different dynamic where it used to be the norm.
Well, I mean, this community in Kokomo, they watched it for years.
Yes, they did.
Rhodey splits the pair. And Hanover Central's up by a pair. This is Roderick Durant Hicks, 34 in the white uniform. DeLosa around the referee. Boy, DeLosa lost his man, then kicked it to the corner. 3-ball, no good. They tried for that offensive rebound. Durant Hicks had a hand on it, but then Hanover Central was able to swipe it forward.
Pirates have not shot the ball well here early.
Here's the drive. Chris Marinovitz. Rodriguez ran into, turned it over. It's Hardeman the other way. And he'll lay it in.
Good decision not to get the extra foul there. Both teams a little choppy right now, trying to get a flow in their offense.
Closely contested first quarter in a 10-10 ball game. Marinovitz, that's a nice cut. Missed it, though.
Got to use the glass.
Yep.
Good cut. Didn't use the glass. Cost him.
Marinovitz, just a sophomore.
Oh, nice pass.
Oh, man.
Very nice look. Little dish.
Caden Wilbon, his first points. Wilbon, that's his first bucket of the season, getting an opportunity to play here in the first quarter, a senior. So the Pirates are going to their bench early, and they're up by 2. That's a reach in on DeLosa. Hanover Central back to the free throw line.
We talked about both these offenses, Brandon, both of them in the 60s, pretty much norm 55 to 60. In a lot of these games, and while you talk so much about basketball and the offenses, defenses are really the ones to separate when you are in that 55 to 60 offensive range.
Couple subs come for the Wildcats. Ben Schreiber, 5 in Navy's out there. So is Owen Sosnowski. And Sosnowski, he's got a football-type body, 11 in Navy out there. That may be helpful for a large Merrillville squad.
Nice. Just a little tap pass. Merrillville's really attacking the glass now.
They are.
Unlike with the last game where each team, I think, 3 or 4 seniors. Both these teams are senior-loaded.
Totally. I mean, it is 2 old ball clubs from the region. And tell you what, you get on a roll with a group of older guys. You know this. You get to March and you're playing good basketball with an older basketball team. That can take you on a run.
Well, what you expect with a more senior-laden, and just because you're senior doesn't mean you have a lot of experience, but what you do expect is more defense and more physical, usually out of more players who's been around a little more.
Caden Wilbon, again, did not have a bucket all season. Heading into this game, he's got a bucket here early, and he split the pair of free throws. Getting a chance to play. Rhodey and one.
Talk about a post player. What you see right here is a good hard cut. And the key with big guys is have your hands ready, because you're going to get passes from anywhere and everywhere. His hands were ready or he'd never caught that pass. Hands are everything to a big guy. Keep them above your head.
Well, likely most people can't reach there.
That's probably true.
Rhodey going to the line for one more. And back and forth we go here. They exchange leads again. A 1-point advantage for Hanover Central. Big win on the line here for the region representatives. A couple clubs that might see each other later in the year. You never know. Inside, freed up, but they missed it. Oh, man.
Got to finish that. Good cut. Good baseline cut.
Murphy just couldn't lay it in.
Both teams really doing a good job of cutting to the hoop.
That's a late Christmas present for Hanover Central. And they'll keep the basketball. Luke Ondu back in. Last minute here of the first quarter.
Both teams should kind of just continue to find a little bit of rhythm here.
Bouncer, they turn it over. It's Wilbon the other way, and probably a smart foul.
Yeah, he had an easy one. Good anticipation that time by Wilbon.
That was right into his lap.
Yep. Merrillville plays that tough Valpo section. Every time you hear of Valpo, you think of basketball around that region.
Well, the Drews and all kinds of history.
Yep.
Hardiman, what a take to the rim. Hardiman, the freshman, shooting 44% on the year. Both teams setting some strategy here with 29.5 in the first quarter.
Well, you'd like to get something right here if you're the Wildcats.
Hanover Central down a point.
Merrillville really pressuring.
Yep. Schreiber now 14 to shoot. Good defense by Merrillville.
It is. Been really good.
The Pirates hanging right with them. Now they bring the double. And with 6 to go, Mauer's already got one triple and just missed a possible second. Still a second on the clock from half court. And it's a 15-14 Merrillville lead heading to the second. Evenly contested, just as we thought.
I thought Merrillville's half court there in the last 20 seconds was really good. Really had never allowed Hanover Central to get a clean look.
Just getting going. Game 2 of the Phil Cox Classic from Kokomo.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
It's the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament here from Kokomo. And today's game on the ISC Sports Network, it's brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola would like to welcome all of our guests to Howard County this holiday weekend. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been enriching the lives of residents of North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to partner with 26 schools to make sure students stay hydrated in the classroom and on the field of play. Find out more at cckokomo.com.
Stats even, score even. Both teams really defensive, really pretty good in that first quarter, I thought. Neither offense was really in, I think, full motion yet.
No, a little choppy on both sides, as you called it.
And a little bit of a rough start. I thought they settled down a little bit. Let's see if they can get going here in quarter two. In my opinion, more games are won in the second quarter than any other quarter. They really are.
I think you could point at last game, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting scenario. If you look at a game and break it down by quarters, quarter two usually separates the game. Not always, but a lot.
3-ball connected for Caden Thompson, his first minutes for Merrillville. Tell you what, Jan, Merrillville playing a good 10 deep here. They're not afraid to use their bench.
Yeah, they're keeping fresh legs, and they're doing that for pressure reasons. Look at the defense. See, really pressuring out front.
They can wear you out, but they've got fresh bodies. Nice little scoop off the glass for Rondo.
Yeah, Hanover Central lengthy. If they get that deep, they can score.
Good one developing here from Kokomo. Game 2. By the way, Rhodey, the leading scorer of the ballgame, he's got 6.
Yeah, that's not surprising. They went to him often.
And Smartley will probably continue to do so. 4 points each for Durant Hicks and Hardiman on the Merrillville side.
It's interesting to me, Hanover Central seems like their offense is a little more fluid right now, but they trailed by 2. Merrillville's just made hustle plays.
And that could be the difference in a closely contested game, Jam. That's going the other way.
Got him moving on an illegal screen. Yep. Got to have those feet set way up front. You get away with a little more movement down low, but up front, when you're a solo act, setting that high screen, you got to keep those feet still.
It'll go on Durant Hicks. 2-point game here. Teams have exchanged the lead a couple of times. Savek, he had that nice cut earlier, turns it over this time. That was thrown into a 1-on-3 by Wilbon. Go ahead, Jan.
I just going to say what you said. Wilbon's been super active. It's the same thing I thought.
Yeah, that's a dangerous pass.
Well, Merrillville guards have really played off each other defensively.
3-ball, Rodriguez. Won't go. And Merrillville wanted to run the floor, and then Durant Hicks slowed it down.
Uh-oh.
A lot happened. A lot happened there.
I didn't know how he's going to call that.
I didn't either.
It's an interesting call because he passes the ball and then collects the foul. I think it's the right call. I really do. But that's listen, as an ex-official, you get yourself in some interesting situations. A lot of officials just let that go because he didn't have the ball. But it's still a foul. Foul's a foul's a foul.
McAllister went hard into his man and then, as you said, tried to get it to the corner. Merrillville is getting some looks here. Hardiman. Back up for Durant Hicks. And DeLosa, spinorama from the elbow. Just didn't get the roll.
Not a bad shot at all. Oh,
here's the pass to the post.
Pass.
And a foul on the floor. Andu was being harassed down low.
Let me tell you something. Feeding the post is an art. It really is.
It is, yeah.
He threw it away. Take a look here. See, he's posting. The only way you can get that in there is to throw it away from the defender. That's a really good pass. Good replay.
So they'll get to inbound. Andu, post again.
Another good entry pass.
And that's too easy for Rhodey. He's up to 8 points.
See, and he got wide open, too. He got no help, and he's going to be tough if you get a one-on-one with him.
Absolutely, especially on that shot fake. You bite on that first shot fake, it's game over. Hardiman misses the tray. 18 each. Good one developing here of a battle of the region. Here's the kick, here's the shot, Maurer no good. And DeLosa leads a 4-on-3. They've got numbers if they want them. Can't take advantage. Robinson missed the runner. He's shooting 60% on the year. Couldn't connect there. This is now another odd man break. They've got numbers once again. This time they hit. You got to take advantage at some point there.
Yeah. The one thing I've seen about Hanover Central here, they have to play within themselves. They play a little bit too fast, and it usually has got them in a little bit of trouble.
Here's the steal. It's Durant Hicks, not finishing. Great defense. Andu stayed right with him and didn't foul. And Rhodey on the other end.
Rhodey knew that. You just take it to the hoop there. That's a mismatch. He got no shot at that.
Timeout on the floor as we're tied again. 20 each here from Kokomo, and a great battle. Merrillville and Hanover Central kind of going blow for blow right now, Jan.
Yeah, you get the ball into Rhodey, especially your defender's moving. There's nothing he can do. All thing you do is foul you, so he makes the great decision there. Don't pass that out. Take it right to the rim.
It's a battle of strength right now, isn't it? I mean, we saw that incredible shooting in the first game. We did see New Haven really try and take it to the rim, but that's the goal of both of these teams right now.
You know, Brant, in this game, Merrillville's a little quicker. Their pressure has hurt Hanover Central. Hanover Central a little stronger. They take advantage. So both teams play under the strengths.
That's Jan Bozier. I'm Brendan King. Good to have you with us here on the ISC Sports Network. Again, it's endless basketball today from Kokomo. After we're done with you here, it'll be Portage against Plainfield. That'll start around 2:30. Warren Central and Greensburg will then clash at 4:15. It'll be Rob Brown and Jim Leisure with you for those two ball games.
Two veteran announcers.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right. We're the Young Bucks.
We are.
Yeah. Consolation games.
One of us is.
Yeah, well, no, both of us. Consolation round will be later tonight, and then, as you said, you're back here tomorrow with Kurt Darling.
Yes. Good old Kurt. Great guy.
Good old Kurt. Proud of Terre
Kurt,
Haute.
let me tell you something. I owe Kurt because
You owe him.
because he bailed me out. I couldn't literally find hardly anything, and here Kurt to my rescue. So I owe him.
It is difficult sometimes.
He really helped me out with some stats on this one.
Out of the timeout, 20 each, 20-20 vision here from Kokomo.
Hanover Central, a little more old school, just really working around the perimeter. They play the high-low with the two bigs, inside, outside. I like it. Remember, it's old school.
It's a meat and potatoes approach, right?
It is.
Bunch of seniors, bunch of veteran guys. Don't try and do too much. Not a ton of shooting. That's going the other way.
And that's the downfall, a little bit of that type of offense.
Right.
You can't make a mistake because you just have so many opportunities, and when you make a mistake, it kind of amplifies because you're playing a slower pace, so you don't have that many shots in the whole ball game.
Mm-hmm. So Merrillville now will try and grab the lead right back. This has been neck and neck. Jones, his first shot of the game won't go. He started the game and had not played since he was taken off the court in the first quarter.
Murphy really being active. They don't have a lot of big size down low, but Murphy being active amongst the big guys in there.
Jalen McAllister will inbound. Hardiman a long two is Brick. Jones went up for the rebound, but it was corralled by Rohde. Rohde has been a difference maker, most noticeably.
We've got a tie ball game. Merrillville has not shot the well, and they're still tied.
Yeah. Rohde's by himself.
That's just power.
And there's been no answer for Merrillville there.
No, when he gets that deep, the key is don't foul him on top of it.
Hardiman in the lane.
Oh, there you go.
Charles Hardiman, the leading scorer for Merrillville so far. He's got 6.
And just a freshman.
Just a freshman.
Yeah, that's to be one of the head guys as a freshman. You got to get respect. Team members don't go for freshmen being the leaders.
What a pass.
Unless they earn it.
Sosnowski got it to Rohde somehow, some way. That was pretty.
Back and forth we go.
Hanover Central leads by a pair. And stolen away. Marinovitz down the lane. This is, if you can believe it, the largest lead so far.
You know what both teams are doing? They're making the other team pay for their mistakes. They really are.
Hardiman trying to connect from deep. There it is. Hardiman averages over 16 a game.
Yes, he does.
And he's getting close already.
Solid for a freshman.
That's a big shot. Back within 1. You know, it's one of those types of games where 4 or 5 feels like a lot.
Yeah, and turnovers magnified.
Rohde can't answer on the other end.
I went soft there at the end. Got to finish that.
Now DeLosa with some speed. Pulls up. And that's a friendly Kokomo roll.
Well, I say soft. I don't mean that as anything other than just didn't finish with his legs. I don't think he's been off the court either.
He is not.
He's far for soft. Just laid it up a little soft.
Stolen by Jones. Break to the other end. He missed the dunk.
Got to finish that. Realize you want to stuff it, but two's more important than style.
Can Rohde make him pay? Yes, he can.
There's what I'm talking about. He was anything but tough right there. That's what the big guy can do.
The double whammy for Merrillville. Missed the dunk. Give up a bucket.
Yeah, and that's as strong as moves he's made all game. He's really playing well.
Hardiman now drives. Hardiman kisses the glass. That time it rolled around the metal.
Pace picking up here, Brandon.
It is. In the waning moments of the half. And no reason for Hanover Central to force anything here.
No. Just get you a good shot here to go into halftime.
And who do you want it from?
Absolutely.
And he traveled. So that's probably the best Merrillville could have hoped. You get a stop, you get a turnover, you got 5.4 to get something off, and if you get a bucket here, you take the lead in the halftime,
Hanover Central,
and they want to talk about it.
Yeah, Hanover Central really felt like there's a lot of contact there. Interesting timeout.
So 5.4, you got to draw something up if you're the Pirates. What are you looking at here?
Well, they're quick. They'll try to get a high ball screen probably and just get something up top. You don't have a lot of time. So the key is get a shot off.
That's point A. Point B is finish it, right?
That's right.
Always cool, these holiday tournaments. New Haven, who just played, they're sitting behind us. Kokomo, their boys team is on the left side baseline area. Possibly some scouting for tomorrow, and probably some good scouting for New Haven, who's behind us. They'll take on the Pirates tomorrow afternoon. All right, out of the timeout.
They got to go full court, so they'll try to get something right here.
Oh, they lost it.
Yep, he's not even going to get a shot off.
McAllister, in time, left it short.
He got closer than I thought he did.
And that's a half. 28-27, Jan. We envisioned that this one would be closer than the game that we just watched, but it was a physical battle. Very little shooting, a lot of contact, a lot of physicality, and boy, was Rhodey impressive for Hanover Central, and was Hardiman good-looking for Merrillville.
Yeah, two different styles, but both effective, 27-28, kind of what we thought would happen. This would be a close, mistakes would be tough. I thought both teams played much better in the second quarter, but that being said, they only scored 14-12, so wasn't a lot more offense, but it seemed to be a little more fluent.
I'll ask you this before we go to break. What separates this game in the second half? What does either squad have to do differently to gain a leg up here, because there hasn't been much?
Yeah, I think the key for Hanover Central, if they can really dominate inside, that can really be a game changer. Merrillville, while still just 1 point down, has still not shot the ball well, but still only 1 point down.
It is halftime here from Kokomo. The Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament continues. Basketball all day. We'll be back with the third quarter and some halftime thoughts right after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby. Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Welcome back on the ISC Sports Network with Jan Bozier. I'm Brendan King bringing you the action of Merrillville and Hanover Central. A first half that did not have the shooting of Game 1 that we saw between Kokomo and New Haven, but it definitely had the physicality. Neither club really shooting the three at all. Merrillville took 4 triples, making 2 of them. And Hanover Central took 5, making 1. Inside the storyline, Jan Bozier, the leading scorer of the ballgame, Brad Rohde at 6'6", 16 of Hanover Central's 28.
Yeah, and Hanover leads in most statistical categories. They're winning the board 16-12. But the one place that Merrillville continues to win is points off of pressure, turnovers, 9 from that. That's where they've stayed in this thing because they've not shot the ball well. They're being out-rebounded, but their pressure defense has provided enough offense to keep them in this thing.
Rohde's already on double-double watch, 16 points and 7 rebounds. As for Merrillville, their leading scorer is their usual leading scorer, the freshman Charles Hardiman. 9 points, 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 2 from outside. Bridger Robinson has added 4, 3 each for Caden Thompson and Caden Wilbon. Also 6 points for the forward Roderick Durant-Hicks. We did see Merrillville with an opportunity, Jan, to take the lead at halftime. They had 5.4 seconds on the game clock out of a timeout, but an errant pass, they turned it over nearly and then did get a shot off, but it wasn't really a quality shot from deep. So Merrillville had an opportunity, couldn't expand on it. Hanover Central's got the lead at halftime. What has each team in your mind done well?
Well, there's no question that Hanover Central has used their strength. The big guys inside, they move around, they get him the ball, and he's very, very effective. That's what they do pretty well. I tell you, if Merrillville could find any good shots here at all, they're going to their defense, that just tells you what defensive pressure can do for you. You don't always have to shoot the ball well. They've subsidized that with pressure on defense, pressure full court. And so if they can ever get some good shots, they may take this one. Who knows? But I like the game. It's really close. Both teams playing hard.
Good shots and smart shots, right? I mean, we saw them miss a dunk in that first half. That's one you got to finish. I mean, if that went in, no guarantee. But if you add 2 points that are total, they'd have the lead here at halftime. But that's kind of nitpicking a little bit. However, if you take smart shots, as you said, you can contend down the stretch. Probably, I think, a good point you brought up. When Rohde gets the ball inside the paint, you can't afford to foul the guy.
Yeah, that's a great point because, first of all, I don't know that Merrillville's got a lot of people who can guard him.
No.
So they're limited there, so they can't afford for those guys to be on the bench or he'll just dominate. So that's a great point from the foul perspective.
How do you take him away?
How do you take him away offensively?
Yeah.
Well, I think what you do, if he's going to continue to be the source, you got to double down on him.
Yeah, right.
If I play,
you would risk the open three?
I would risk the open three because they're not shot at the three that well. Neither team has. So if you're going to defend a big guy, you put a guy in front, guy in behind, so he can't get the ball. You're basically saying somebody else going to beat me, but it ain't going to be that guy.
Again, he's got 16, 5 points for Henry Maurer. He's got Hanover Central's only triple of the game as well. Maurer has added 4 rebounds. 3 points for Chris Marinovitz. Luke Ondu has 2. Braden Savek has 2 as well. As we said, the leading scorer for Merrillville is Hardiman. And, it's a matchup of a couple physical ball clubs. Noted earlier the size of 5, Kelvy and Brown for Merrillville. This could be a battle inside. And I wonder if this eventually also comes down to free throw shooting.
Well, most close games always do.
Right,
I mean, they really do. But there's a reason teams shoot, except for Kokomo, 30% behind the three-point arc, and you shoot 50, 55 in the paint. So when it's talking about, hey, take that away, I'll take the 30% chance all day long versus the 50% you know is going to happen and potentially the foul in one.
Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament, of course, honoring the former Mr. Basketball and state champion who spent a lot of time around these parts. First went to Butler.
You said that. No, I don't know that I knew that.
Yeah, he started at Butler, transferred to Gardner-Webb, played his first year at Butler, and then finished off at Gardner-Webb, which is kind of funny because it was the exact opposite path for former Butler head coach Chris Holtmann.
Yeah.
He was the head coach at Gardner-Webb for many years. He's, of course, now the head coach at DePaul, former head coach at Ohio State. But he came to Butler as an assistant coach on Brandon Miller's staff and then took over as the head coach. But, in honor of Phil Cox, the 5th annual Memorial Holiday Tournament, you've gotten to be part of a number of them now.
All good people come from Butler, right?
Yeah. Some say. Some say. Maybe in my opinion. But you've gotten to be a part of how many of these now? 3, 4?
At least. I lose count. I'm sure. I know it's been 3 or 4 for sure. It's a lot of fun for sure. Of course, the last few years with the big guy, Badunga, and he just completely dominated. And but there were some good games. There's always – that's what we talked about earlier in this tournament. People give Kokomo their pretty good shot here, and make it difficult for Kokomo. And this is really good for Kokomo, even on their home court, is they're getting a lot of good test here.
Take a look at some of these first half highlights. Closely contested, again, as we talked about, a lot of the action inside. And, Rhodey, when he goes up once and you bite on it, it's almost impossible to recover.
Yeah, that's a good point. He has all the moves with his hands. Got good ball fake. I mean, he's big, but he's not, just humongous at 7 foot or something like that. But notice how he always keeps his arms up. The difference between good post players and average post players, the good ones always play with their hands up near the rim.
Underway here in the third quarter. Jan Bozier, Brendan King, our great crew here from the ISC Sports Network in Kokomo. It's nice to have you with us. Hope you had a great Christmas and a holiday season. First shot of the quarter missed.
And it's a great offensive move. You've mentioned this multiple times now. There's been times around the rim they just haven't finished.
Multiple. I mean, this could very well be a 7-point lead for the Pirates. Hanover Central has the basketball. They're in the navy and powder blue. Merrillville in the all-white. Here's the kick to the corner. And again, that's just not a shot. Well, this exception, usually not a shot they're going to take. Onto the offensive rebound and the putback. Strong take for the senior.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to beat you if they're going to beat you. They're not shot well from outside, but rebound and then putbacks can be the difference.
Boy, that was pretty by Ondu. It's the extra effort. And that could be what wins this game as Merrillville gets within a penny. It's Brown. Merrillville had a pretty deep run in the football tournament. Would imagine a lot of these big guys were involved in that, especially Brown. Look how big he is. Bodying up Rhodey. That might be the first time, Jan, we've seen somebody actually contend with Rhodey down low.
Did you see what they had, though? They had the guy behind him, and then they doubled him, and I think that's what they got to do, or he'll just take over.
Spin-marama, Brown.
How about that move?
I think Merrillville found their matchup for the big man Rhodey.
Brown didn't back off at all.
Brown interfered with that shot from Ondu.
Well, Brown's one of the few guys physically who can match up with him.
Exactly.
Yep.
And, that's clearly a halftime adjustment. Here's Wilbon. Picked up his dribble. Has to force it back to DeLosa. Long range three.
Just not a fan of that shot. You get that shot all day long. They need good movement around that. Never been that guy that wanted to be critical, but when shot is so difficult in a game like that, you can always get that 27-footer. I mean, you can settle for that any day.
Durant Hicks comes back in for Hardiman. Charles Hardiman does not spend a lot of time on the bench, and he actually looks to be a little shaken up. He's holding his right knee. Keep you posted there. Merrillville's leading scorer currently on the bench. The Pirates up by a point. Hanover Central can grab the lead right back here.
Merrillville's going to, if they win this, it's going to be with their pressure. They kept this game close just by pressure alone in the first half.
Here's the kick to Ondu. Left it short on the tray. And it will stay with the Wildcats.
Yeah, Rhodes is saying, guys, I'm working my tail off. Give me the ball. I mean, inside, outside at a minimum. If they double him, then you kick it out. Then you get a good shot. There he is. There he is. See, they're doubling. We talked about that. Guy behind, guy in front.
The adjustments Merrillville has made has given them for sure an advantage in this third quarter. There's going to be a foul. It'll go on Brown.
Well, there's no question they're doing exactly what I felt like they would do. They know they got to double him, but you can't lock him with your hands. That's a good call by officials. You cannot impede him to move. That's what happens when you do that.
So Brown booked there.
Rhodes talking to this guy. Listen, they can't hang on me. I am not a coat rack.
Here's a home run pass that actually is going to go back to Hanover Central. Oh, man.
But here's my point I want to say. I think it's good defense because they're flustering him right now.
Yep.
And tell the officials back it off. Watch Rhodes. See, they're getting him. Watch the pushing. He wants a call. He's not going to get it. This is a little psychological warfare. Try to get him out of this game. It's not bad strategy.
Well, for a guy that had 16 points and 7 rebounds in the first half, you got to find a way to get under his skin.
Absolutely. You got to figure out ways to get people out of a flow.
Delosa now fouls Savek. And another fresh possession here for Hanover Central.
But look how hard Hanover Central is having to work to get a shot
right,
now.
Yeah.
Merrillville has picked up the pressure. That's their MO.
How is Rhodey that available? Either way, he missed it. The putback is also no good.
Yeah.
Wow, Jan, I'm not sure, A, how he was that free, and B, how he missed it.
Yeah, I think he didn't realize so wide open. Yeah, they want that one back.
Wilbon will drive. Wilbon throws the shoulder.
Boy, he missed an easy one, too.
There's a lot of points being left off the scoreboard right now.
This game offensively has come to a screeching halt.
It has. Here's a steal by Durant Hicks. One-on-one to the cage. Right hand.
Oh, my.
He was fouled on his way down from the rebound.
I like Merrillville's defensive strategy here. I really do. All of a sudden, the flow that the Wildcats have had has kind of went away offensively. They've disrupted their offense.
Timeout on the floor. Again, Merrillville currently playing without Hardiman. He went off with what looked to be a knee problem a few minutes ago, averaging over 16.5 points per game. And also the leading scorer of the ball game for them. Let's talk about the Hanover Central sideline, Jan, because Brad Rhodey's only shot of the half so far was wide open. It was missed, maybe because a little frustration setting in based on what the Pirates have done defensively coming out from break.
Well, I can tell you, no big man wants two guys hanging on him. They just don't. And it affects your play after a while. You got to be patient and not let it affect you. Merrillville's made the decision, guys. You're going to beat us. It ain't going to be inside right now. And right now the strategy says they got a 1-point lead.
And it is held there. I mean, the largest lead for either side has been 4.
Yeah.
It has been the inverse, Jan, of what we saw to begin the morning when Kokomo knocked off New Haven by 20. This has been back and forth, endless action, but just not with the same amount of offense.
Kokomo scored 20-plus points in every quarter.
They did, yeah.
And these guys this is one of those physical, old school.
I love it.
Oh, I do too.
This is great.
Complete different type of ball game, but it forces every possession to be good shot selection. You hear that term a lot in basketball, but nothing bigger here than making sure you get a good look. Talked about earlier when that 27-footer was taken. In a game like that, not so much. You can find that one any day.
Merrillville will have the ball out of the timeout. Hardiman still not on the floor. Under the basket, the whip, go ahead.
I was going to say, Brad, they may, as long as they can play with the lead, they may just rest him for a while.
Yep. 4 minutes to go here in the third.
Big possession right here, offensively. They've struggled the last 3 down. Let's see. Look at the defense by Merrillville.
McAllister
Brandon.
all up in the business of Rodriguez.
If Merrillville wins this game, it's flat out their pressure because that has kept them in this and right now the lead.
Rhodey has not touched the ball in this possession, Jan.
So it worked so far anyway.
Here he is setting the screen. Tried for that roll. Foul bails him out.
Look where Merrillville's pressure continues to keep their guards. They keep pushing them back and back and back farther. They're never going to get down there in the paint.
Here is Hardiman coming back in. It's good to see.
So a lot of times people feel like you have to figure out the post. Well, if your guards pressure where you can't get it to the post, that's just as successful.
Here's the pick to Rhodey under the basket, one-on-one.
There you go.
And one.
See, I like his patience there. They flustered him a little bit, and it's hard not to do when you get beat on all day long. But he just took his time, used the legs, make sure he got it, and got fouled.
There's his mojo back.
Yep.
He's up to 18 points, has a chance for one more.
Just went up, used his legs. A lot of times big guys will miss underneath shots because they don't use their legs. They're so strong up above, at times you don't have to, but when you have to really get that bucket, you use your legs.
So they exchange leads again, and it's a 2-point advantage for Hanover Central. A battle of the region. The Wildcats from Cedar Lake, the Pirates from Merrillville. Here's McMillan. Ooh, with a burst of energy. Got his own offensive rebound.
What we got?
Official needs some help, and the sideline referee says it'll stick.
It's good officiating.
Yep.
You don't know, you ask. Good job.
Here's the bouncer to Wilbon. Wilbon with the right hand, left it short. Rhodey pulls down the rebound, and Rhodey traveled with it.
Wow. Man, Merrillville has had so many good looks at the rim and have not finished a lot of them. Not because they weren't good shots, though.
And again, Merrillville will get the basketball.
Well, they're staying active.
There have been some long possessions.
There has been. And it's not because they're the taller team, but they're just keeping the ball alive.
Yeah. Hardiman around that screen, and now Hardiman is fouled on his way to the paint. No continuation, of course, and he'll head to the line. Charles Hardiman in his freshman season has been dynamite, but he's also been great from the free throw. Actually, they'll have one last inbound. Either way, he's been great from the free throw line as well when we get to that point. 16 of 18. And he tries from deep here. Another whistle.
Yeah, I think that goes against Merrillville. I think they probably got hit Durrett Hicks.
Yep. His second. And the 15th foul, so free throws are on the way for Hanover Central.
We really haven't had much talking about the new rule from last year. Shooting free throws after 5 it's really never come into effect today until now.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I like the rule. I really do. Mm-hmm. Took me a while to get used to it, but once I did, I go, this makes sense to me. These games don't turn into free throw shooting contests.
I think that's usually how most new rules work. It takes a minute to.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm 4,000
no, I am too.
years old.
You know, when baseball introduced the runner at second rule, that it took a minute to get used to.
It's different.
Yeah.
Pitch clock.
That's right. 4-point lead for Hanover Central. This matches their largest lead of the day, Jan. Hardiman sidesteps.
Go.
The freshman displaying some fancy footwork.
It was about 3 hesitations, got it in. We're still knotted at 2 by Hanover Central.
Now the double team, they throw it away.
And pressure wins again. It's the key for Hanover Central. Can't dribble. Pressure, you don't dribble. You got to pass. Especially they want to get you in those corners and double you. You got to pass before you get in that corner.
Durant Hicks had to pick up that dribble. Caden Thompson back on the floor. This is Hardiman crashing into the lane, and Hardiman was tripped on his way there. Foul will go on Sosnowski. Third foul on 11 in Navy. Robinson A little spin and the nice touch.
Well, the key is he was under control. Didn't force it, went up really nice and high. Got good elevation.
Here comes some press from Merrillville. Jones is going to foul Marinovitz.
Both teams really starting to pick up fouls here late in the third. Look how high he elevates her, Brandon. Tough to block that, but the key was his body was way under control. Didn't force it, just good shot. These things always come down to free throws. They just do.
And this one will be no exception. Minute 50 to go in the third. Again, please stay tuned for the rest of the afternoon. More coverage here. The Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament follows us. Rob Brown and Jim Leisure will be up next. Portage and Plainfield, and then Warren Central versus Greensboro. Two-point lead for Hanover Central. It has been highly contested all day. Hardiman. Boy, he is so smooth as he jumps around the lane.
How about that first step?
Yeah.
Wow, really quick first step. Got him the shot. Tied again. Bad pass.
They force the turnover. It's Robinson traveling.
Yeah, that pass should have never went to the middle because he was doubled.
Gage Rodriguez back in for the Wildcats. Henry Maurer checks out.
Boy, Hanover Central just rotates them in and out, don't they?
That both teams are very deep.
Yeah.
But, I mean, one constant, right, for the Wildcats is zero.
I thought it was in hockey for a while. We had a line change.
Yeah, right. Now a full court press from Merrillville.
I would too. I'm surprised, quite honestly, at that point. Merrillville did a little more full court because they got the personnel to do it.
Yeah. Personnel, athleticism, depth of their bench.
As quick as they are, I think I may consider pressing a lot. Now they have court pressure you, which has been effective, but at times, and I like this, the thing you do to most ball clubs is switch up defenses because any hesitation can make a basketball player make a mistake.
That free throw rims out from Savek. A minute 19 left here in the third. It's been a much more slow-paced second half.
It's been a unique game.
It has.
I don't know if that's a proper term, but it's been a different type of game entirely.
Rhodey on the putback. The lead back for the Wildcats. Hardiman behind the back. Long two.
That's as big as we've seen in this game.
That's nasty.
It was. He's the real deal.
The guy's a freshman. Get used to this up in the region for the next 4 years. Savek with some moves.
Tough shot.
And now a home run pass for Robinson. They catch up to him, but Robinson will score it plus the foul.
Yeah, they probably should have let that one alone. He was way on his way to laying that one up high. And so not only did he get it, now they're going to get an and one, so you just let this one go. There's no way you're going to stop that.
Man.
All of a sudden, a little run by Merrillville, Brandon.
A run, and Merrillville has a chance to make it a three-point game. That would be their largest lead. Defensive intensity for Merrillville leads to a break on the other end, and they miss the free throw.
Missed a lot of free throws this game.
Yep. Again, Jan, there's a lot of points being held off the scoreboard.
Yep, I agree.
A lot of points being left on the wood.
And it's going to be a make or break if that doesn't correct itself.
25 seconds left. Hanover Central has no reason to take the shot early. But they're being heavily pressured again. McAllister all over Rodriguez. Now 10 to shoot. Now Hanover Central facing a little adversity. They turn it over.
Pressure, pressure.
It's Hardiman with three. Hardiman gives it up with one. They need to get it off. McAllister!
Pressure pays dividends, baby, I'm telling you.
Jalen McAllister with an exclamation point to end the third quarter.
How about that, Brandon? Pressure, pressure, and then off balance, and the three.
It's the largest lead of the day for Merrillville, and that takes us into the fourth quarter on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to
An exclamation point to end the third quarter takes us into the final 8 minutes with Merrillville with their largest lead of the day. It's a 5-point swing and a 3-ball make, Jan, by Jalen McAllister to end the third quarter. Thought maybe they were lost. Hardeman had to give it up with 1 second on the clock, Jan. But a 3-point make and a beautiful one from the top of the key.
Well, there's no question Merrillville's pressure in that third quarter ended with an exclamation mark. Yep, that's a great call by the official. Great
Jump
call.
ball, it'll go to Merrillville anyway. Of course, the Pirates would have preferred a fast break.
Hanover Central is making a huge mistake by holding the ball or getting in these corners. Too much pressure by Merrillville. You cannot dribble or hold the ball in these corners. You got to pass a move.
There's one thing Merrillville did defensively as well. They really slowed down the pace of Brad Rohde.
They did. That's
he had
a great
16
point.
points in the first half. He had just 5 in the third quarter.
Yeah, we talked about that adjustment, and it was huge in that third quarter.
Here is Brown. Tough shot. Rohde the rebound.
Huge rebound by Rohde that time.
Hanover Central nearly turn it over
just
again.
A lot of dribbling exterior.
And they do. Didn't get bailed out, though, by the baseline. Left hand no good by Wilbon.
Yeah, forced that one. Should have dished.
That's back-to-back forced shots by Merrillville.
Every time Hanover brings the ball down, they bring it over here in these corners. And the inline is basically a defensive player. You got to keep ball movement.
3-point shooting has not been a factor for Hanover Central, just 1 of 7. But can this get them back into the game? No.
If I'm Merrillville, I get the greatest shot I can. I got a 5-point lead. Haven't had that for a while, and this is a pretty good timeout. Listen,
I'm with you.
You don't want to do anything silly here with this lead. Get a great shot. I like the timeout a
Well,
lot.
it's a good timing, not only because of what you just referenced, but they've taken back-to-back forced shots.
Right.
And one more could have turned the tide. I mean, this is not a big window here.
Yeah, it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
And listen, when you play with a lead, your offense needs to be different. You don't need to be in any hurry.
That's Jan Bozier. I'm Brendan King. Merrillville up by 5 as they hit a dramatic 3 to end the third quarter. Jalen McAllister was a man down the stretch in that third, getting that and one opportunity, missing the free throw.
How about, you're 5 up right now, so you design and get a really good shot, go up 7. In a game like that, 7's huge.
Yeah.
Feels like about 15 in
It'd be the
games.
largest lead on either side.
So that's how big. That's why I really like this timeout here to really talk about, guys, don't force it, work, design whatever, but get a great shot.
This broadcast on the ISC Sports Network, it's brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola would like to welcome all of our guests to Howard County this holiday weekend. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been enriching the lives of residents of North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo also is a proud partner with 26 schools to make sure students stay hydrated in the classroom and on the field of play. Find out more at cckokomo.com.
Well, we'll see if this timeout never hurts you, but let's see how much it helps them in Merrillville. Let's see what they designed here to see what kind of shot they get out of this. This could be huge. It really could. You go up 2 or 3 points here, that's a big, big lead.
Especially with the Wildcats struggling on their end, just getting a shot off.
Good point.
Let alone a good shot.
Yep, I agree. Let's see what they do here. It's like a chess game.
Good ball movement.
Yep. Listen, working some clock's not a bad angle either.
No, it's not. Hardiman on the weave. And this is now McAllister. He's had a great second half.
Exactly what they talked about, eating a little clock. Listen, nobody wants to play defense forever. The longer you work at defense, the longer and the weaker that will become.
I mean, they've had no interest getting it into the lane.
I think it's a good strategy. I
really
do.
Totally. But Hardiman's got an open look from deep.
Okay, now, that's what you call complete ice in the veins. There's no way that's the shot they wanted. But listen, you take it any day of the week.
Charles Hardiman with 18, the freshman.
The freshman. Listen, he doesn't know any better. He can't know any better to shoot that shot and hit it.
And that's one you draw it up on the chalkboard. We'll take it.
Listen, you take 2 minutes off the clock and shoot a 24-footer. I love it.
Largest lead on both ends.
He's a lot more mature than I was as a freshman.
And Merrillville at 2-4 on the season, losing by 10 at East Chicago Central in their game before Christmas. Trying to get back on track. They are nearly there, and a costly foul is going to be called on Hanover Central.
Yeah, all Merrillville's doing right now is limited possessions. The longer they take clock off, the fewer possessions that Hanover Central's even going to have.
It's a double-sided coin, right? I mean, you foul to stop the clock. But the more you foul, the closer you get to free throws. And
well, you got fouls to give right now. But
2 more.
Yep. But if I'm Merrillville, I just keep doing what I'm doing, working, making them play defense, and then take a three-pointer.
Hardiman has been ice cold, him and McAllister. And it's a game of keep away right now, Jan.
It's old-fashioned, but I like it.
Turnover.
That is the downside.
Rhodey under the basket. Can't finish. Offensive rebound. Now he got the foul.
That is the one downside to hanging on to the ball. Sooner or later you make a mistake. You just do. There is a downside.
So Brad Rhodey goes back to the foul line. He's 3 of 4 there today.
But look at the difference. You and I talked about this at halftime. What do you do to keep them down in the paint away? Well, you pressure, you take the air out of the ball, and they've done all those things because Hanover Central's had very few good looks in the paint offensively.
That's the 5th missed free throw for the Wildcats.
Well, and the other part is, look what they've had to do. They've had to play defense for minutes on end.
Right,
and
you're exhausted.
That uses energy more than anything. And the thing that causes free throw misses is your legs are a little tired.
Well, he splits the pair, back within 7.
Still anybody's ball game.
Oh, totally. A lot of time left.
And Hanover Central's just got to make some plays. Now, you got to be careful to play to win, not to lose here if you're Merrillville.
McAllister puts it on the floor. Just couldn't finish.
Does he get up or what?
Man, all of them do.
Yeah, that just didn't roll right. But listen, they got the door open here for Hanover Central.
Obviously, the Wildcats trying to get it to Rhodey inside.
Yeah.
Merrillville just preventing that.
Hanover Central needs a good possession here. Down 7. Only so many possessions going to be left in this one. This is big possession. Absolutely.
Rhodey will score it.
They did exactly what they needed to do, Brandon.
Yep. 5-point game. And now here comes a little Wildcat press, Jan. But they break it. Bouncer. Did he travel, or was there a timeout? Timeout.
Timeout.
Timeout, Merrillville.
I think he was close to traveling. I'm with you on that. You may have got the timeout before he did.
5-point game. Last few minutes of the fourth. Merrillville has really taken away the inside threat for Hanover Central in this second half.
No question about it, because that's the absolute go-to for the Wildcats. They got a big one there. Now, if you're Merrillville, once again, I don't think you can hang on the ball a lot here because they've already proved they're a little tired. And when you're a little tired, you make a bad pass, it could cost you. So key is here, cut, move, don't stand, get a good shot.
They're putting up some win-loss statistics all time here in the Phil Cox Memorial Tournament. This is the first game ever in this tournament for both Merrillville and Hanover Central. So an opportunity to come down to Kokomo. And I'll tell you what, they keep playing this type of way, they'll be invited back.
I remember the Brownsburg-Kokomo game. I think it was 3 years ago, and Brownsburg played like the best game ever and won that thing. I do remember that game. Ketchings played in that game for Brownsburg.
Oh, yeah? Oh, it's on, okay.
Yeah. He played unbelievable that night.
Rhodey will foul Wilbon.
Both teams have fouls to give.
Right. You called it a chess match. That's what it's going to be down the stretch here.
It really is. You got to design defense and offense. That's what you don't want to do. That's a no-no. See, he comes to the corners. Corners are the same as extra defenders because you can't move. And that's especially in a tight game, do not get in these corners.
So here, Jan, Hanover Central with a three.
Right back in this
It's a
thing.
2-point game.
Absolutely. This big possession offensively.
Might be the biggest of the day here. Wildcats need their best effort right now. They don't need to settle deep.
Whoa.
Moving a little too quick pace for you.
There you go. That's exactly what you want. And it stops the clock.
Yep. But now you got to hit free throws.
No doubt about it.
They've missed 5.
And the key right there was Rhodes was moving. He was making himself available, and what I really like is he calls for the ball. Big guys call for the ball when you know you got him secure posted. Call for the ball, and he was moving. That was a great job by him.
Rhodey at the foul line.
A little hard.
6 misses from the charity stripe for Hanover Central.
Little ball rotation. Get it up there a little bit. Yep, there you go. Little ball rotation.
I think you'll take that if you're the Wildcats,
Absolutely.
but now you need to stop. Brown with some space, scores it.
That's a defensive error on Hanover Central. They weren't back in time to stop that.
And that's what you can't afford. Splitting a pair of free throws and then giving up a quick bucket.
Yep, that's tough.
Back to 6.
Got to find it now. Oh,
Under 3 left and a turnover.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He took his eyes before he ever caught it. Ooh. Got to have a short memory here. Got to just figure it out.
By the way, Rhodey, a double-double now. 22 points, 12 boards.
Solid player.
Brown again. This time he'll give it to the corner for a 3-ball, which is no good. DeLosa couldn't hit from deep. It's a big break for Hanover Central with 2.5 left.
It really is. They can't wait all day here. Dribbling's not going to help you.
Hanover Central has only made 1 3 in the game.
Merrillville's defense in the second half has been relentless.
You can tell what they want to do, Jan. Exactly this.
Absolutely. Good patience. Really good patience. Got the shot they wanted.
Back to 4.
Merrillville's got to be smart here with the ball.
Right. Double team comes for Brown. Bouncer to Hardiman. And Hardiman got bumped. Foul will go on Rodriguez. 3rd team foul in the quarter on the Wildcats.
Possession here. Good bounce pass into the big guy. He finishes. two-possession game still.
So there's the fourth team foul.
Got to move. In a situation like this offensively, make yourself hard to guard.
And one more.
Yeah, you got fouls to give.
Kelvin Brown will go to the line. Has been respectable from there this year, 7 of 12. So now Merrillville gets free throws the rest of the way.
Got to hit him. You control your destiny here if you hit free throws.
Right. Well, and if you don't turn it over.
If you don't turn it over, that's very true.
Six-point game.
Two possessions, but threes have not been kind to Hanover Central.
Right. 1-3 today. It came very early. They have missed all 6 since. They want Rhodey. Here comes the double. Rhodey under the basket.
That's
good defense by McAllister.
Very well said, Brandon. They doubled him down tight, and then he had no room.
Here's a swipe away, though. They do turn it over. Under, and they score it. Savek, huge bucket.
Boy, how big was that? That makes up for the one they kind of gave away here earlier, so now that takes that away. Well, he got a little fortunate there. He swiped. It was a good no call by the official, but a lot of times you swipe that arm, you get that call.
30-second timeout. 4-point game. Merrillville on top. The Pirates at 2-4. Hanover Central at 3-2. What's the conversation needing 4 points in a minute 23?
Now you're right back where you want to be. Two-possession game, 123. This is all about defending now, what Merrillville does.
Well, you got to hope for a couple free throw misses.
You do. They're going to foul him, and I think they understand they can't let a lot of clock run off here.
That's right, yeah.
So you go for some steals. If it doesn't work, then you foul. I don't think you foul right away. At least I wouldn't. You go for some steals. That doesn't work, then you foul. But listen, they just got to steal, and if you can steal without fouling, that's a plus. But if you can't get the ball in the steal, then you got to foul.
Here's a home run pass. It connects. And the handoff to Brown. He scores it.
He's such a safety valve there because he's so big. They played that perfection, didn't they?
They did. 6-point game. 3-ball missed. Merrillville might be closing in on a win. But they got to be smart with the basketball. Here's a little floater. Caught glass from DeLosa.
How about that shot? Boy, how about that? One play and the game just completely changed.
Totally. One play and then the missed 3.
Yep. That just all of a sudden went from, man, you got to hope that, man, it's going to be tough now. Especially when they haven't shot the ball well from 3.
Well, you're going to need this. Did he get fouled?
He did.
He did. Hold on, Jan.
Is that 3?
It should be.
Oh, my. That is
Hold on, Jan.
Huge mistake.
Hold on, Jan.
Let's see here. Yeah, no doubt he's behind the 3. Oh, man. That's the last thing Merrillville wanted to do.
Braden Savek needs all 3 of these.
Yep. If 100 things you didn't want to do, that was the worst. The clock stopped.
36 seconds on the game clock. Savek has made a couple.
Yes, sir. Cool as a cucumber right here.
But this is probably the most important one.
Yeah, it makes it still 2 possessions here, but that.
Ooh. But they got the offensive rebound, and Merrillville takes it away.
Oh, wow.
And Hardeman will ice the game.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Wow.
Merrillville's just made plays when they've needed to. That's the last thing you want to do either.
And it makes sense that Hardeman's the guy. That gives him 20 points.
You don't want to foul here if you're Merrillville. Clock's your friend.
Boy, there have just been some huge swings, haven't there?
There has
Emotionally. They got the offensive rebound, and then McAllister
makes a play.
Yeah.
It's all about making plays now.
How many hustle plays has McAllister made, right?
A bunch. He's been a difference maker in this
Yes.
game.
They get it to Rhodey, who will spin and score, and one.
Oh, my.
So maybe
Dude.
we still got a game.
Dude, 2 possessions. He can take it down to 5.
Oh, man.
It ain't over until it's over. Merrillville keeps fouling and stopping the clock.
This is something.
Yep, foul immediately now.
Well, now you really got to hope for some luck in your direction.
Yep, got to.
But Hardiman's already got 20 points, and he'll go try and expand that total right now. For what it's worth, Hardiman has missed his only free throw today.
It's a big one. You miss this, and who knows? You make it pretty good shape. And that's flat. That's really flat.
Probably something that they'll develop for a young player, along the way. Hardiman can still make it a 6-point game with this one.
There you go.
So you'd need a couple dramatic threes here.
Don't foul if you're Merrillville.
Right. Well, you got to get it up from outside. And they will, but blocked by Hardiman. Hardiman hit the free throw on one end and comes up with the game-deciding block on the other.
Who's he got a foul on? Well, obviously,
it had to be at the baseline, right?
Yeah, it must have been. I didn't see who he called him on. Yep.
Wow, what a game, Jan.
It's been.
This was fun.
It's a complete. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more complete, different game. It's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams playing hard.
Yeah, I think that was the most noticeable thing of the hustle plays on both ends.
Merrillville's defense has been the difference in this game.
Yep.
They've not shot the ball well. They've hit the free throws when they needed to, but they've made enough defense to offensive plays to, at least here in the next couple seconds, have a shot to win it.
The final seconds will tick away, and Merrillville wins their first ever game in the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Pirates will improve to 3-4. Hanover Central will fall back to 500 at 3-3. And the performance, a 20-point game from the freshman, Charles Hardiman. He was fantastic.
Yeah, Merrillville's defense was flat out the difference. They scored 33, but only gave up 24 in that second half.
We thank you so much for being with us here on the ISC Sports Network. The best part about all of this is Jan and I are currently signing off, but more basketball is going to follow here in just a few minutes. It'll be Rob Brown and Jim Leisure taking care of you for the rest of the early afternoon window. Coming up, it's Portage versus Plainfield, and then Warren Central against Greensburg. For my broadcast partner, Jan Bozier, Brendan King, wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday Season, and a Happy New Year. Our terrific crew here from Kokomo. More basketball follows next on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of